It's quite interesting, actually. I was just talking this morning to Mark Thomas, who is not the comedian Mark Thomas, Mark E. Thomas, the author of 99%. And he was basically laying out to me that the most prosperous period in the history of humanity was that post-war period from 1945 through to 1980, which actually involved probably the highest tax rates that I can point to in history. And that turned out to be the most prosperous for everyone. So it kind of suggests that at least there is a very strong argument that tax is providing something to everyone. The thing I really kind of wanted to ask you is, do you believe that taxation is theft in the case where a system is not representing you? Because obviously that comes from the original American sort of no taxation without representation. And a lot of people sort of feel less and less represented by the government who is asking for the tax. So do you think there's a point at which that stops being the case, that we are contributing, that we should contribute to something if it's no longer representing our interests, not just perhaps as an individual, but as a society as a whole?
I think that what history has told us is that in these cases, tax is the one thing above all which will provoke civil discontent. You've got the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. You've got, after all, the Boston Tea Party was a revolt against unfair taxation, if unfair import duties on tea. There were obviously a whole mixture of grievances which sparked the French Revolution, but unfair taxation would doubtless have been one of them. 30 years ago, people were on the streets about the poll tax, and that brought about the downfall of Margaret Thatcher. So, yes, I can see that why tax might be theft if you're not represented, but people don't just grumble. Unfair taxation is more likely than just about anything else to get people onto the streets. Because ultimately you can only tax by consent. Now, you can't get consent on every last detail, but you have to have consent that the tax system is broadly fair. And that it broadly works for everyone. So I think this is the point, is that then people won't just grumble, they'll go onto the streets.
Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the podcast. Don't forget our sponsor, ExpressVPN, and my book, Brexit, The Establishment Civil War, can both be found in the links in the description below. And also, please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. It's the best way to help us grow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Screw the hedge funds.
You can make as many rules as you want, but if there's no teeth behind them, what's the point?
Well, like Citadel is potentially just gone in a few months. It feels like financial institutions, that they are all laughing at us by buying GME. Screw the hedge funds. Like, I will lose my entire investment if it brings them down.
Why on earth, last May, could you buy the entire company for $200 million?
What's been happening on Reddit and in social media and in the marketplace has never been seen before.
I argue that nothing is off the table. There is nothing off the table when dealing with the volumes of money in something as big as the United States stock market.
The hedge funds have clearly underestimated a group of people raised on Friday night World of Warcraft raids.
Dark pools, they're another mechanism to manipulate and cheat. Mainstream journalists don't say these things for a number of reasons. One is their sources are the people that I'm talking about, and so they can't call somebody a crook.
Superstonk and the other communities that have emerged are a hive mind the likes of which we have never seen before. It's madness and brilliance, insanity and genius all rolled into one. It's very possible that Citadel will be gone in a few months. And not just Citadel, but the entire financial system has the potential to come crashing down. These crooks continue to gamble recklessly with the world economy, and this could be the moment that they finally get their justice.